What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Big Pharma. Now, if you haven't heard about this, which I assume a lot of people have, but I haven't, so I guess it'll be interesting to talk about. I've been gone for like a week, more than a week, and I'm sorry. I've been a little bit busy, but I'm gonna try to come back a little bit, but if I won't be able to, then I'm sorry. Anyways, let's get right into Big Pharma. Big Pharma is a term often used to describe the large pharmaceutical companies that dominate the global drug industry. It refers to the powerful and influential corporations involved in the research, development, manufacture, and distribution of prescription medications. While these companies play a crucial role in improving public health by creating life-saving drugs and treatments, Big Pharma is also surrounded by controversy due to its business practices and ethics. Roles of Big Pharma: drug research and development, R&D. Developing new medications requires extensive research, clinical trials, and approval processes, often taking years and billions of dollars. Drug manufacturing and distribution. Once approved, Big Pharma manufactures and distributes drugs globally, controlling a large share of the healthcare market. Innovation. These companies are key players in discovering groundbreaking treatments for diseases like cancer, diabetes, HIV, AIDS, and many others. Controversy surrounding Big Pharma. Big Pharma has been the subject of several controversies related to its practices. Drug pricing. One of the biggest criticisms is the high price of prescription drugs. In countries like the US, life-saving medications, insulin, cancer treatments are sold at significantly higher prices than in other countries, making them unaffordable for many. Critics argue that drug companies prioritize profits over public health. Marketing and influence. Big Pharma is also known for its aggressive marketing tactics. Companies spend vast amounts of advertising directly to consumers, especially in the US, which can lead to overprescription of medication. Additionally, they influence doctors and healthcare professionals through promotional campaigns, samples, and even financial incentives. Opioid crisis. The Big Pharma has been implicated in the US opioid epidemic. Companies like Purdue Pharma aggressively marketed opioid painkillers like OxyContin while downplaying their addictive potential. I cannot speak. It's been a while. This led to widespread addiction, overdoses, and lawsuits that cost thousands of lives. Patient monopolies. Big Pharma often holds patents on drugs for extended periods, limiting generic competition. This allows them to maintain high prices for long periods. Even when the cost of manufacturing the drug is low, critics argue that patent extensions and evergreening, or slightly modifying a drug to renew its patent, hurt consumers by delaying access to affordable generics. Lobbying and political influence. Big Pharma is one of the biggest spenders in lobbying in Washington, D.C. It uses its financial power to influence legislation and protect its interests. This includes blocking policies aimed at lowering drug prices or regulating certain business practices. Critics argue that this level of influence undermines efforts to reform healthcare. The positive side of Big Pharma. While controversial, Big Pharma has made significant contributions to global health. Life-saving medications. Major breakthroughs like vaccines for diseases like polio, COVID-19, cancer therapies, antiviral drugs for HIV, and treatments for rare diseases have saved countless lives. Rapid response to pandemics. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Big Pharma played a pivotal role in developing and distributing vaccines in record time, which was essential for controlling the pandemic globally. Research investment. Large pharmaceutical companies invest billions into research and clinical trials, which small biotech firms or academic institutions often cannot afford. This led to revolutionary drugs and treatments. The future of Big Pharma. The pharmaceutical industry is constantly evolving, with several trends shaping its future. Personalized medicine. Advances in genetics are pushing the industry toward personalized medicine, where treatments are tailored to individuals based on their genetic profiles. Biologics and biosimilars. Biologic drugs, complex medicines made from living cells, are growing in importance. However, these drugs are expensive to produce, and biosimilars, generic versions of biologics, are emerging to provide more affordable alternatives. AI in drug discovery. AI and machine learning are learning to be increasingly used in drug discovery to accelerate research, predict drug interactions, and identify new treatments more efficiently. Transparency and regulation. Amid growing public scrutiny, some argue that Big Pharma will need to become more transparent in its pricing, clinical trials, and marketing practices. Increased regulation, particularly around drug pricing, could reshape the industry. Public perception and debate. The perception of Big Pharma is divided. Some people views these companies as profit-driven entities that exploit patients, while others see them as essential for medical advancement and public health. This debate often centers around the balance between profitability and responsibility. How much profit is acceptable when the business involves human health and lives? Big Pharma's role in society raises important ethical and moral questions. Should healthcare and lives-saving treatments be so strongly influenced by profit motives? How can regulation ensure that the public has access to affordable medications while encouraging innovation in drug development? The Big Pharma Conspiracy Theories. The Big Pharma Conspiracy Theories suggest that large pharmaceutical companies prioritize profit over public health, often at the expense of patients. These theories claim that Big Pharma deliberately suppresses cures, creates diseases, and manipulates medical research and influences governments to maintain control over the healthcare industry. While some criticisms of Big Pharma are based on real corporate misconduct, others claim are more speculative. Number 1. Cures are being suppressed. One of the most popular conspiracy theories is that Big Pharma already has cures for major diseases like cancer, HIV/AIDS, and diabetes, but deliberately withholds them to keep people dependent on expensive treatments. The pharmaceutical industry makes billions of dollars from treating chronic illnesses rather than curing them. Some researchers have developed promising treatments, but they often never reach the market due to funding issues or regulatory roadblocks. Some whistleblowers and alternative medicine advocates claim they have been silenced when trying to promote natural or alternative cures. Medical research is conducted worldwide by governments, universities, and independent scientists, not just Big Pharma, making it unlikely that an entire industry could hide a cure. Many diseases like cancer are complex and have multiple causes, meaning there may never be a one-size-fits-all cure. Government and health organizations would have a huge incentive to release cures, and diseases are expensive to manage at national level. Number 2. Big Pharma creates diseases. This theory suggests that pharmaceutical companies either invent diseases or exaggerate minor conditions to sell more drugs. This includes claims that new disorders are made up to push unnecessary medications. ADHD. Some believe ADHD is overdiagnosed to sell stimulant medications like Ritalin and Adderall. Depression and anxiety. The rise of antidepressant has led some to speculate that pharmaceutical companies push psychiatric medications, overemphasizing mental health issues. Disease mongering. Critics argue that conditions like restless leg syndrome were relatively unknown until companies began aggressively marketing drugs to treat them. While overprescription is a valid concern, medical research has confirmed that conditions like ADHD, depression, and anxiety have real biological and neurological bases. Some disorders were undiagnosed in the past and were only widely recognized when better diagnostic criteria were developed. Pharmaceutical companies don't create diseases, but they do aggressively market treatments, sometimes leading to overuse. Number 3. The opioid crisis was planned. The opioid epidemic in the U.S. has fueled claims that Big Pharma intentionally got people addicted to prescription painkillers like OxyContin to maximize profits. Purdue Pharma, the manufacturer of OxyContin, has been sued for misleading doctors and patients about the drug's addictive nature. Purdue Pharma and other companies downplayed the addictive risks of opioids, leading to widespread overprescription. Internal documents from some pharmaceutical companies show they knew the risks but continued to push sales. As opioid addiction rose, some companies pivoted to selling expense treatments for opioid withdrawal, creating a cycle of dependency. While corporate greed played a role, doctors and regulatory agencies also failed to act quickly in response to rising addiction rates. Opioids were initially prescribed with good intentions to manage pain, but became widely abused due to the lack of oversight. Number 4. Vaccines are a scam or dangerous. Some conspiracy theorists claim that Big Pharma exaggerate the need for vaccines to make money, or that vaccines contain harmful substances for population control. Vaccines cause autism, infertility, or other long-term health issues. This has been thoroughly debunked. The COVID-19 pandemic was planned to push vaccine sales related to the pandemic theories. Pharmaceutical companies rush vaccines to market without proper testing. Vaccines have been proven to save millions of lives by preventing deadly diseases like measles, polio, and COVID-19. The claim that vaccines cause autism originated from a fraudulent study by Andrew Wakefield in 1998 and has since been widely discredited. While Big Pharma profits from vaccines, many vaccines are developed through government funding and independent research. Number 5. Big Pharma controls governments and media. This theory suggests that Big Pharma manipulates government policies, medical research, and media coverage to protect its profits and silence critics. Lobbying power. The pharmaceutical industry is one of the largest spenders on lobbying in Washington, influencing drug policies, drug pricing laws, and healthcare policies. Regulatory revolving door. Many officials at the FDA have previously worked for pharmaceutical companies, leading to concerns about conflicts of interest. Some claim that researchers or doctors who criticize Big Pharma are blacklisted or discredited. While lobbying is a major issue, it's common in many industries. Regulatory agencies do reject drugs and fine pharmaceutical companies for misconduct, showing they aren't entirely controlled. Independent journalism and medical research still expose pharmaceutical corruption when it happens. Some aspects of Big Pharma conspiracies are based on real issues. Drug prices are too high in some countries, particularly in the U.S. Pharmaceutical lobbying influence laws and regulations. Companies have been caught engaging in unethical behavior, such as Purdue Pharma's role in the opioid crisis. There is an overprescription problem in some areas, particularly for psychiatric medications and painkillers. However, some of the more extreme claims curing cancer exists but is hidden, vaccines are harmful, diseases are completely fake, are not supported by solid evidence. Big Pharma is a mix of real medical innovation and corporate greed. It develops life-saving treatments but also engages in practices that put profits before people. The truth lies somewhere in between outright conspiracy and blind trust. I know that was a lot, and I know it was a lot of big words and a lot of information, but basically, it's interesting. Like the drug companies, they're controlling the government and stuff like that, and they're hiding cures for cancer, but a lot of the stuff has been debunked already. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was the Big Pharma conspiracy theory. I know I was doing urban legends, and then I was what was I doing? I did conspiracy theories, urban legends, and creepypastas, and then I went back to conspiracy theories. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me today, midday. Lakers in 5.
White side, back side, sunny side, Lakers in 5.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching. And I hope you guys enjoy the next video. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What? Is this going in the blooper reel? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.